Hey guys, Tammy Van Hollander. This is day 5 of Teleplay therapy. For those of you who have been following each day since we started this, I just want to give everybody a big hug and a round of applause that we have made it 5 days, a full work week for some of us of doing this teleplay therapy. And I have to say personally that this has been, having the teleplay therapy sessions have been the highlights of every day, and seeing how well the kids are doing with teleplay therapy and the excitement that they have being able to see their play therapist and to be able to connect. What I'm really hearing is that the kids for this first 5 days of our social isolation here in Pennsylvania, that they're doing really well. They are loving time. Both parents are home for many kids right now, so they are getting more of that playtime with their parents, which means so much to them, and more of that connection. Something that's been hard for them, and I think that's been hard for all of us, is socially distancing and distancing ourselves from others. I know that I was supposed to be in Florida now visiting my 95-year-old grandmother and missing her. So how are we able to really be creative and to be doing family dinners or even playing games and being able to connect, not just teleplay therapy, but how are we connecting with all of our loved ones? So I just wanted to put that out there. And today, though, I want to talk about puppets. So let me say that any of these Facebook Lives that I am doing are really about giving you guys ideas. I am such a believer that it could just be one idea that could be sparked of something that I may mention to you, and then you go with it and you take it. I do not take full credit for many of my ideas or my interventions, that they mostly come from the children, because I'm mostly a client-centered play therapist, and I may put something out there, and we all know that we can have a whole agenda for kids and they're going to give you something completely different. So we just have to follow the child's lead and do whatever we need to do that works for them. So I'm going to tell you there's some of the things that I love about puppet play and some ways that I've been using it during these past 5 days. So I took a couple notes because I feel like I am often forgetting things when I'm just chatting. So a couple things. We all know that puppet play is fantastic to be using with children. It, yet again, like play therapy, it offers that safe psychological distance from their problems. So a couple other things besides for that. We know that it stimulates their imagination, their creativity. It's even helping with their fine motor skills when they are able to create. It is helping them understand feelings. It is helping them with that empathy piece. It is working on problem solving. We are problem solving back and forth with the puppets, whether it's us and the child, or if they are doing it with siblings. I've been doing a lot of work with siblings and with families of them putting on their own puppet shows. So some of the things that I have been doing with families, and I love doing family puppet shows, and shout out to Eliana Gill, her family puppet show is what she talks about, and what I've always used is the family all having puppets together. So many of the kids that we see have so many puppets at home. So they could use their puppets, and everybody in the family could pick a puppet, and then they have to problem solve and create a story together, and then they could put the puppet show on for me online. And then I'm asking questions through the puppet. So even, I'm not the best artist, but this is one that I made with one of the kids online of talking through the puppet. So this was originally supposed to be an owl, but how did the owl feel when the turtle went off to the pond. So we're talking in metaphor and we're staying in pretend, and that's where we're able to go so much deeper into the process. Just like when we do sand tray therapy, we are talking through the miniatures. We are not talking in reality, and that's how we can go deeper with it. So family sessions, doing family work with them is great. Bringing the whole family in through the telehealth is great. Having siblings make it together is great. And I've just been doing it one-on-one. So what I've been doing with some of the kids is that they make a puppet and I make a puppet. So this is only week 1, and they're starting their characters. So they're holding on to a character each week. So depending on how long we do this telehealth, they'll have a new character, and I'll do a new character with them too every week. That is going to expand on our characters and expand on our stories each week, which is kind of a fun way for them to be able to just knowing each week that their puppets may get bigger and bigger, and how are they going to be interacting, and how are they interacting with my puppets as well as the family's puppets. So really encourage that, being able to do puppet play. So a couple ideas in terms of how to do puppets. It's funny because I had sent an email to many of my clients that we're going to do some puppet play. Let's do whatever arts and crafts they want. So it could be toilet paper rolls. It could be paper plates. It could be brown bags. You can use nature for puppets. So many cool things. And then one of my clients responded back, well, I'm going to use a sock. And at that time, I hadn't even thought about a sock puppet. Kids love socks, and they all have the sock puppets to be able to make at home. So also popsicle sticks are a great, another great resource to be able to use puppets with popsicle sticks. So many ways. And I want you guys to just use puppets however you want, and to be able to talk through the puppets and to be able to tell a little story. So I've been talking about bibliotherapy. Let the kids read a book through the puppet. I can read a book through the puppet. So I am going to, I've said every day I'm going to do a different bibliotherapy and read a book at the end of every session. So what I'm reading today, I wasn't able to download it, but my dear friend and colleague, Teresa Fraser, who is in Canada, and she is with the Maritime Play Therapy Center is the name of her center, and she did a story that you can download, and I posted it on my Facebook page, and I will try to post it on YouTube. But it's a little story for kids. You can't really see it. You can't really see the picture of it, but I am going to read it to you because it's a great one, and I've sent it to all of the kids. So it's called My Book About Tele-Play Therapy, and they could put their name and date on it. So what a great way to be able to track each day. This book is for all the children who bravely share their feelings and thoughts and dreams through play, with or without the help of the screen. Teresa Fraser. I used to see my therapist at the play therapy office. In this special place, I didn't need to use words to show my feelings. I could play out what was bothering me and what I wanted to share. Now there is this virus that can make people feel sick. We are all staying in our homes until the world feels better. I am catching up on some schoolwork, but I am missing my play therapist. My mom and dad said that there is another way I could go to therapy. I now visit my play therapist with the help of a tablet. It felt different at first, but now I play with toys that we have at our home, and my play therapist is still with me, and I am playing. I can imagine my therapist being right there with me. I feel strong. Can you guys see it? Very, very strong. And that's the end of hers. And then she has another one of hanging out at home and really talking about how kids are being superheroes by just staying at home. I've been talking to my clients about we recycle to save the planet, and we're socially distancing ourselves to save the world. So really giving them the power that we all have the power to be able to make the best of the situation. So use your puppets, share them, and I'd love to hear all of your techniques. Enjoy, guys, and have a wonderful weekend. Hang in there and have fun while social distancing.